Dennis Rice. Dennis has also lived in the Ojai Valley for a bit over 40 years and has served as the director of Happy Valley School, now Besant Hill School, and as director of education at Laurel Springs School, and later through 2014 as assistant director for academics at Villanova. He is really, as of just a few moments ago, the outgoing president of the Ojai Valley Defense Fund, which, if any of you are unfamiliar with the Defense Fund, was founded in 2009 to provide financial support to groups undertaking legal action to protect the environmental quality of the Ojai Valley. So they're sort of a scary group for anyone who's thinking of mischief.
Oh, he's got a halo. Come on.
Dennis received a master's in education from the University of California at Berkeley and did postgraduate work at Harvard Graduate School of Education. In addition, he received a master's in educational leadership from Antioch University. He's noted that his upbringing, work experience, and many years living in Ojai have given him an appreciation for the culture of community, including the importance of protecting the integrity of ecosystems and the importance of advocacy to that end. So Dennis and his wife have 5 children, 3 of whom still live and work in Ojai. And his wife is a school administrator at Oak Grove School, where he currently serves on the board. So I'm hoping that Dennis will speak a little bit about some of kind of the more intimate community efforts going on here in the Ojai Valley surrounding water.
I feel like I'm here on sort of false pretenses. First of all, as of last week, I'm no longer on the board of the Ojai Valley Defense Fund. I served my term. I handed that gavel off to Peter Cantle, who knows a lot more about water than I do, and he should be up here speaking this evening, but he's fly fishing on the Madison River. Wise. And
Good on you, Peter.
and I don't know about water outside of Ojai. I've lived here since 1977. I can speak for most of the people. In fact, I can look around the room and I could pick out at least a half a dozen people who could be up here speaking much more knowledgeably than I could. As a matter of fact, if anybody here has not read Kit Stoltz's article, Kit is back here. I don't know, Todd, did you bring copies of that? He wrote a brilliant article on this very topic we're talking about tonight, and I'd really recommend it. Kit, where would they find it if they don't get a copy? The Ojai Valley Green Coalition, and it sums things up. It sums things up perfectly. Up until recently, I was also not at all in favor of bringing in state water because I've seen Chinatown, and I saw San Fernando Valley when it was actually looked more like Ojai Valley, and I know that if we had let's say an unlimited supply of water, if water was not an issue, either the developers or those people that would want to be able to change the Ojai Valley wouldn't be far behind it. So we have to be a little bit careful. But it seems to me is that we have 2 problems. We have a short-term problem and a long-term problem. And some of the things that we've talked about tonight seem like, to me, like they're really long-term problems. I voted for you to go on to the Casitas Water Board because I was hoping you'd get them off their butts and had them to do something because the change down there it's not even glacial, it's tectonic. It's just, it's nothing gets done. It seems to me, that nothing's getting done. and so I feel that this is a conversation that probably should have happened several years ago. I think these ideas are wonderful. In fact, I was really impressed to be able to hear them. The question is, what do we do now to be able to address, in Kit's article, he quoted our Councilman Myrick here, said basically all of the above. And that's true, is that we need to look at what Connor Jones put out, if any of you are familiar in terms of permaculture ideas, are really valid, that we should have been doing this a long time and we should be doing it now. We should pay attention to being able to fill up our water tables as quickly as possible. But that takes a long time. It's something that you need to do, and you have to be able to do it regularly. And I think that, the bore was interesting to me. I don't know what the environmental impact of it is Meredith and I have sat and talked about it long times, and we're concerned about what it would mean to stick a long straw into somebody else's pool and how that would affect us environmentally. We've also talked about the idea of, you talked about taking the water and pumping out to the ocean. There's also some models about taking that water in the treatment plant and pumping it right back into a water system. And once you get over the ick factor of that, there's the technology is absolutely there that we can take the water that we flush down the toilet and the water that runs down our drains and turn it right back and put it right back into the into the lake. And I don't know if anybody's talking about that. So I'm really here for as a citizen of Ojai. I think that I appreciate the agricultural community. I think that we would be a poor community without it. And yet I've felt for the last few years that the wise farmer will start be looking at maybe growing grapes or olives or something that really sucks a little bit less water out of the ground. And I think that probably that's probably happening. When I hike above the city and look down on the town, it seems to me that there are fields being cleared, and I'm not certain that those things are being replanted with citrus. So I don't have a whole lot to say about this, except that I feel that the people that have been responsible for doing this have not been moving quickly enough, and now we have a crisis on our hands that we need to really address. We need to do something now. So I would look at short-term issues and then long-term issues and get ourselves out of this mess.